Hello students, welcome to Royal Palace PU College Jamkhandi online classes. My name is Sanjay sir and I'll be teaching you biology. Today we will be studying about a newer topic which includes 2 points in it. The topic name is population. Relating to population, what are the attributes of the population or characteristics of a population and population growth. So we will be studying about these two topics today. So let's get started. So students, point number 1, that is the attributes of the population. Before going to the attributes of a population, let us recall the definition of a population. Population can be defined as the total number of organisms or individuals present in a specific geographical area at a specific time, and these individuals or organisms can interbreed among themselves under the natural conditions and can produce the offsprings which are fertile in nature, which means that the production of these fertile offsprings can continue the next generation to generation. Coming to the characteristics of a population or attributes of a population, we need to study 4 points. Point number 1, population size or density. Point number 2, birth rate or natality rate. Point number 3, death rate or mortality rate. Point number 4, that is sex ratio. So we'll go into point by point and we'll understand what actually these points explains us. So the point number 1 is population density or population size. It can be defined as the total number of organisms present in a specific unit area at a specific time. That is, the number of organisms present in a unit area at the unit time. It can be represented by an equation also. Population density can be written in a short form as PD is equal to the total number of organisms divided by the unit area or volume. See, the area can be expressed in terms of the square meters or cubic meters or the volume, if you can say. There may be the organisms in the range of hundreds, thousands, 10,000s, lakhs together, or whatever it may be. So if you consider all the or the total number of organisms in that particular area, it gives you the population size or population density. Very easy, isn't it? Likewise, we'll enter into another point called as the natality rate or the birth rate. It is also very easy. These are all the characteristics of population. Try to understand this. It can be expressed as the total number of individuals birth per 1000 individuals of a population per year. See, if I have to tell you once again, consider 1000 individuals, consider a time of 1 year, how many births took place is called as the birth rate or the natality rate. I repeat it again. Birth rate or natality rate can be expressed as the total number of births per 1000 individuals at a year considering a duration is called as birth rate. We'll enter into the same kind of definition taking death rate as an example. Death rate is also called as mortality rate. It is also same kind of a definition, but instead of birth, we should have to take the number of deaths. That out of 1000 individuals, how many deaths took place in an year is called as the death rate or mortality rate can be expressed as the total number of deaths per 1000 individuals per time taking as 1 year. Okay, the last consideration or the last point or the last characteristic is sex ratio. It can be considered as the total number of males, total number of females present in an area. But if you go to a definition of sex ratio, we'll be writing it as the total number of females present by taking 1000 males in that particular area at a time is called as the sex ratio. See students, I have given 4 definitions to you. Definition number 1, that is population size or density. Population size or density can be expressed or denoted or defined as the total number of organisms present in a geographical area, present in a specific geographical area, and it can be represented as a short form called as PD. The second point is the birth rate, which is very easy. That is, the birth rate is nothing but the total number of births for 1000 individuals at a year. The same kind of a definition goes to the death rate, that is mortality rate. It is also expressed as the total number of deaths per 1000 individuals a year. The last one called as the sex ratio, which indicates that the total number of males or females present in that area per year, or the total number of females present per 1000 males in that area at a particular time. These are the 4 points which are considered as the attributes of population or characteristics of a population. Considering the population, we can study another point called as age pyramids. Remember, the word is age pyramids. What are these age pyramids? Very easy. Once again, when the age distribution is plotted against the different populations, gives us the age pyramids. What are the age distributions? In case of age distributions, we can divide this particular topic into 3 sub names. The names are: point number 1, pre-reproductive; point number 2, reproductive; and point number 3, post-reproductive. What is the meaning of pre-reproductive? I just have to mention one thing. Whenever the word reproductive or reproduction comes, it is targeting to 2 individuals, that is male and a female. In case of a male, the reproductive organ, that is testis, produces sperms. In case of a female, the reproductive organ, that is ovary, produces eggs. When the individuals are in the younger stage, considering the first day, first week, first month, first year, 5 years, 10 years, considering from the area from these to these years, during these years, I'm not saying that the reproductive organs in male or a female is not present. They are present, but these factories will be constructing themselves for a period of time wherein which, though the factories are present like a testis and ovary, they won't be in a position to produce eggs or sperms. So this period wherein which, though the factories are present, though the testis and ovaries are present, the production of the gametes won't be there. This kind of age distribution is called as the pre-reproductive age distribution. If you go into the second category called as the reproductive age distribution, it is nothing but this is the age wherein which the actual reproduction takes place. This is the age wherein which the factor is called as the testis and the ovary will be producing the sperms and the eggs respectively. During this time, whenever an individual intercourses with the opposite individual, there are high chances of the reproduction, high chances of getting pregnant, high chances of giving birth to young ones or the offsprings. This age might start from the age called as 11th year to 45th to 50th year. It might vary from male to female actually. In case of females, it stops earlier in their age section, that is called as at the age of 45 or 48, 50 will be the last age structure or age distribution for the females to stop the production of eggs, where in case of males it can reach up to 75, 80, 85, 90 considerably. It depends upon the health conditions of that individual, of course. Now the third category called as the post-reproductive, which indicates that though the factories are there called as the testis and the ovary, though they were producing the sperms and the eggs, Right now, this is not the age wherein which we can say that the production is still continuing. The youngest stage is called as a pre-reproductive. The younger and reproductive stage wherein which the actual reproduction takes place. And the third category wherein which the reproduction stops is called as post-reproduction. Small children will be considered into the pre-reproductive age. The children at the age or the youngsters at the age from 11 to 45 to 50, we can consider them as the reproductive age groups, mature people. And in case of the people more than 50, more than 55, more than 60, they are called as the elders, and also they come under the category of post-reproductive. So considering these three age groups, when we plot a graph about these three age groups versus the population, we can get three different pyramids. What are those pyramids? Let's look into those three age pyramids. Once again, I'm giving you a definition. Age pyramid is nothing but when the population is plotted against the age distribution, three different pyramids will be resulted. They are called as age pyramids, and they are of three types. Age pyramid 1, expanding. Age pyramid number 2, stable. Age pyramid number 3, declining. Let us consider the first diagram called as the expanding. From the figure, we can easily observe that this diagram contains three stages of ages, that is pre, reproductive and post. And at the same time, the total number of organisms or individuals also. In case of expanding age pyramid, we can say that the population is increasing since the higher number of reproductive individuals are there and higher number of pre-reproductive are entering into reproductive individuals and less number of post-reproductive individuals are there. We can say that that particular population will and should increase. So it means that expanding age pyramid gives us the increase in population size or population density. Coming to the second diagram called as the stable age pyramid. This is the stage wherein which the population is not increasing or decreasing. In this particular age pyramid, we can say that the age groups are the pre-reproductive age organisms are very early or very younger in their ages, and they are taking a lot of time to enter into the reproductive age group, considering they are at the age of 2 years or 3 years or 4 years. Of course, in these years, it's not possible to get pregnant or it's not possible to produce the gametes. And at the same time, the reproductive age group is also at the stable condition itself. It is not even increasing or decreasing. But when you compare itself into the post-reproductive also, the number of organisms or number of individuals are also the same. They are not dying. So stable age pyramid is that kind of age pyramid wherein which the population is not increasing or decreasing because of very younger pre-reproductive age group is more, and it is taking too much of time to enter into the reproductive age group. And even the more number of post-reproductive individuals are there which are at the age wherein which they are just mature, they are just old. We cannot say that they are dying. That is why the stable age pyramid says that it is not decreasing or it is not increasing. Coming to the third age pyramid called as declining. What is a declining age pyramid? This is the stage wherein which you yourself should have to start explaining yourself that what is a declining age pyramid. It simply indicates that there is a decrease in the population. How? We have got three age distributions: pre-reproductive, reproductive and post-reproductive. If a population is decreasing, it clearly indicates that the post-reproductive members or individuals are more, the reproductive individuals are less, and pre-reproductive individuals are also less, or the pre-reproductive individuals are not at all easily fast they are entering into the reproductive age group. So since these three strategies explains us why the population is decreasing. A simple understanding: post-reproductive age group is fast, or they are dying very early, or they are dying very fast. Reproductive age group is there, but the concentration is less. And the pre-reproductive age group is there, their concentration is also less. Maybe consider the age group as 2 years, 3 years, 5 years, 8 years, etc. They haven't entered into the reproductive age group. That's why the population is decreasing. So dear students, until this time we've studied 2 points. That is characteristics of a population, considering 4 different definitions there: population size or population density, natality rate or birth rate, mortality rate or death rate, sex ratio, and after that, considering these 4 points, when we plot a population against the age groups, it results into 3 different age pyramids called as expanding age pyramid, stable age pyramid, and the declining age pyramid. Now the time to enter into another important topic called as population growth. When we consider about population growth, it does not always mentions us that the population is increasing. We can even say that the population is decreasing also, and we can even say that the population is stable also. The population is completely dependent on the individuals who are living in it, and the individuals are completely dependent on the availability of food sources, what kind of weather is there, what kind of predators are there, what kind of stress or pressure is coming from the predators, etc., etc. So we can say that the population growth is not a static parameter which indicates that the population might increase, the population might decrease, or the population might be in a stable or static condition. This population growth parameter also dependent on 4 important points. Point number 1, birth rate or natality rate. Point number 2, death rate or mortality rate. Point number 3, immigration. Point number 4, emigration. Dear students, please do remember these 4 points, that is birth rate, death rate, immigration, emigration. As we already discussed about birth rate and death rate, that these are nothing but the total number of births or deaths per 1000 individuals per 1 year of time. What is immigration? Consider we have 2 ecosystems, ecosystem A and ecosystem B. Now from this ecosystem A, or in this ecosystem A, we have got 20 ducks, considering different age groups there, the pre-reproductive, reproductive and post-reproductive ducks. Now what will happen? Imagine another content that the same kind of ducks or some other organisms are also present in the ecosystem B. Now consider that the same kind of a species are present in ecosystem B also. Now in case of ecosystem B, consider the conditions of survival are not at all good, or for any other reason some ducks started moving from ecosystem B to ecosystem A. It indicates that some members of the same kind of a species from a different ecosystem entered into the ecosystem A, which tells us that immigration is a phenomenon wherein which the total number of same kind of a species added to the ecosystem or a population at a given point of a time and a given place at a given geographical area. This is called as immigration. Now immigration is nothing but addition of members to that group or to that population. The same kind of a phenomenon, emigration. Emigration is nothing but consider the same kind of ecosystems A and B. Now from the A, if number of organisms are living because of any kind of a reason, consider that the conditions are not at all suitable or unfavorable to them, that's why they are planning to leave that ecosystem. Now they want to jump or move or fly from that particular ecosystem A and want to enter into another ecosystem B, C, D, etc., etc. This particular phenomenon wherein which the organisms are moving out of the ecosystem is called as emigration. So emigration is nothing but deletion of members from that ecosystem. Immigration is nothing but addition of members to that ecosystem. So students, we have got 4 points with respect to population growth. Birth rate. Birth rate is the one which increases the population, increases population density. Death rate is the one which decreases the population density. Immigration is the one which increases the population density, and at the same time emigration is the one which decreases the population density. So students, 4 points, 4 considerations. Birth rate increases the population density, indicated by plus sign. Death rate decreases the population density, indicated by negative sign. Emigration increases the population density, denoted by plus sign. Emigration decreases the population density, denoted by minus sign. Now we can give an equation for a population density. Let us write an equation. Nt is equal to N0 plus B plus I minus the group of D plus E. Sir, what is the meaning of Nt? Nt is the total number of organisms at the time t is equal to t. What is N0? N0 is nothing but the total number of organisms present at t is equal to 0. It means that N0 is the initial time, and at that initial time how many number of species or organisms or the individuals are present. Nt is after certain period of a time how many organisms are present. Now of course these Nt and N0 are completely dependent on 4 points. They are birth rate, death rate, immigration and emigration. Of course we'll club these two factors which gives us the positive indication, that is birth rate and immigration. And of course we'll club the factors, that is death rate and emigration. If we subtract the crude death potentiality with the birth potentiality, will give us the natural rate of increase. That is what kind of the population growth is present. Is it increasing or is it decreasing? In this equation, B indicates the birth rate, I indicates immigration, D indicates death rate and E indicates emigration. Of course, the combination of B plus I tells us that the total number of additions to the population, and of course D plus E indicates us that the total number of deletions from that particular population or ecosystem. So when we subtract this and add it to the initial number of organisms, will tell us what is the value of Nt, that is total number of organisms of that ecosystem. So once again, the equation and the parameters are very easy.